You guys, I'm sorry. I'm honestly not laughing this kid, right? But I'm looking at that portion. Is it a portion of Bible that said, anything you sow, you will reap? Anything you sow, you will reap? I'm not saying this is happening to all Asians, right? I'm not saying that. But honestly, I don't know if you guys have literally seen this video or this is the first time you're seeing it. If you have, let me know what your honest thought is in the comment section. You know, when we keep telling some of these folks that whatsoever you do, we affect your kids, we affect your parents, we affect your youth, your art, and like, I don't even know how to explain this to you guys. And let me say this from a sincere part of the heart so that a lot of people will not misunderstand this video. For disclaimers, right? I am not mocking this child. I am not laughing at this child. And I am not saying that these kids' parents are the cause of all this. That's not what I'm saying. But just that 99% of Asians voted for this because they thought proximity to whiteness is actually white. If a lot of folks, Asians, Latino, Hispanics, immigrants, also African immigrants especially, were able to listen, calm down, listen to what black folks are saying, I tell you, this economy or this society that we are today would have been better. Let it make sense to me that a child that is supposed to be celebrated, a child that is supposed to be uplifted, a child that is supposed to be highly glorified for his job is now facing this. I honestly felt for this kid, but the first thing I'm going to do for you guys, as I always do my things, is to first of all roll out the clip for you guys so that you guys can literally hear exactly what actually transpired from the beginning. Then I'm going to go ahead and also pull out other people's reaction. Then I have a lot of things to say at the end of this video, especially for my black American parents, because this is really, really important so that we can literally understand some of the things I'm about to say at the end of this video. But anyways, for disclaimers, this is just for educational purpose. And yeah, I'm going now, but when I saw this clip of this video, I was like, no, let me just do this video, even if it's in the car, right? So people should just bear with me. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you supporting, liking, commenting, and sharing, dropping super thanks, joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. With that being said, let's just dive right into this video so that me and you can understand where I am coming from, and I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go watch, guys.
Okay, Max, tell me again what the other player told you during games.
So the goalkeeper in futsal, he said some really bad stuff to me, and it just made me get really emotional in my game. And I rarely get emotional in soccer. And this guy told me I'm an illegal immigrant, even though I was born in America. He said Trump is gonna get me and send me back to where I used to live, and I was born in America. I don't live anywhere else. And then he called me an effing B word, and I just don't get why kids like to say those stuff. And it makes me really sad that how they just control their power like that. They think they have power, and it's just not nice.
Sorry, Max.
I'm an illegal immigrant.
Okay, we've seen this video go viral about Max, and it's sad and it's fucked up, and I've seen everybody's responses, and low-key it's annoying because these are boys. This is what's gonna fucking happen. And one thing I've learned as I've played sports before, like, boys will come at you, like racism, they'll fuck with your height, they'll say a lot of shit to fuck with your mental. They do it in the NBA, they do it in the NFL, it's gonna happen. And the thing is, you need to teach your son that when that happens, it's because you're good, it's because you're somebody, and you have to like use that as inspiration and passion to like fuck all the haters and like just motivate yourself. Like there's just too much, oh my god, let's hug him, blah blah blah. No, you got to teach your boy to get thick skin, because dude, I played basketball and football in middle school. Do you understand how many Asian racist jokes about being Chinese? I'm not even Chinese, I'm Filipino, that I went through, but that shit motivated me. Like, all right, motherfucker, let's go. You need to teach your son that, okay? I'm so sick of this babysitting shit. Like, it's time to man up, and I feel bad for him. And the other parents should like take responsibility and teach that kid to be better. But let's be real, it's gonna happen. Like I said, it happens in the NBA, happens in the NFL. Like shit talking is gonna happen. And as a man, as you grow up, you just gotta learn to accept that shit and just push on. Like you got this, little bro.
Anywhere else.
Is America great again yet? Because this is the Trump America that people clearly want. They say they like this shit, but now it's even getting to the kids, because you see how young he is. He can't be older than 7 or 8, and he has to deal with being called potentially an illegal immigrant in a soccer game. It's like, now, don't get me wrong. Do kids trash talk during sports games? Yes. But are they saying stuff to this degree and that evil and that spiteful? No. So for that kid to know that rhetoric around that age shows how nasty and disgusting the world we are currently in, because he is clearly seeing it, whether it's on his phone, from his friends and family, somewhere, to be able to display that behavior. So yeah, I guess this is Trump's America and what they want.
Damn it, people. Can we just stop already? I want you to check out this video from a young man named Max who had just won a pretty significant soccer game, and instead of celebrating with his team, he's reduced to tears.
Tell me again what the other player told you during games.
So the goalkeeper.
Sorry, Max.
Stop instilling your hatred into your kids. Stop instilling your fears into your kids. If you're asking yourself, what does this have to do with self-defense? It has everything to do with self-defense. I fucking hate bullies. And bullies are the ones that you typically got to defend yourself against. Come on, people.
And this guy told me I'm an illegal immigrant, even though I was born in America.
This is 12-year-old Max. Max and his soccer team had just completed and won a 2-month-long soccer tournament. But instead of celebrating that momentous accomplishment, Max was reduced to tears while describing to his mother the terrible and hateful words he says another child used to bully and harass him.
He said Trump is gonna get me and send me back to where I used to live, and I was born in America. I don't live anywhere else.
As a child of immigrants who was born here in the United States, as a kid who was bullied for looking and being different, and also as a new dad, watching Max tearfully try to make sense of what had just happened to him broke my heart in a million pieces. What was especially gut-wrenching is listening to Max trying to apply some type of adult logic and understanding to what was being said to him.
I just don't get why kids like to say those stuff. It makes me really sad that how they just control their power like that. They think they have power, and it's just not nice.
Sorry, Max.
We spoke to Max's mom after she posted this video on Facebook, and she told us that she did not do this to create controversy, but to remind people, quote, how deeply our words and actions can affect one another, especially our children. She shared it to remind us, and again, these are her words, kindness matters, and it starts with how we treat one another. She told us that her hope is that people who see this video and who see Max crying, bewildered by the hate that has just been levied against him, he hopes that people will be encouraged to reflect on the sentiment that we need to be more compassionate to one another. Max's mom told us she believes that, and again, this is a quote, the division and hate we see in our country are clearly reaching our children, and that's heartbreaking.
Where I used to live.
Y'all, this one broke me. Meet 12-year-old Max. He and his soccer team just finished and won a 2-month-long tournament, right? But instead of celebrating, he's in tears telling his mom about the awful things a kid said to him. They called him an illegal immigrant. Even though Max was born in America, he tried to make sense of it, saying, I was born here. I don't live anywhere else. As a child of immigrants born in the U.S., being bullied just for looking different, Watching him try to process that as if he should understand it, it shattered me. What really hurts is seeing kids use words like weapons, thinking it gives them power. Max's mom shared the video on Facebook, not to stir drama, but to remind us all how much our words and actions impact each other, especially children. She said, kindness matters, and it starts with how we treat one another. She hopes that anyone seeing Max's tears will reflect on their behavior and remember to be more compassionate because, as she put it, the division and hate we see in our country are clearly reaching our children. And that's heartbreaking. This is one of those moments that hits different, reminds us that even small acts of cruelty can leave lasting scars, and teaching empathy starts at home.
Here in America, a kid wins a soccer tournament, and instead of celebrating the soccer tournament, he's crying because other racist kids are telling him that Trump is going to deport him and his family back to where they came from, even though he was born here. ICE detains a 5-year-old child in order to bait out a family from their home and arrested this child. Y'all, wake up. Children are scared here in America. Children are scared. We need to stand up for the children here in America, the children around the world before it's too late. Everybody needs to care more. We're about to start the show too, so come join us. Free Palestine. Love you all. Guys.
I just saw a video of a poor little boy crying because he was being bullied by another boy in a team because of his race. Mind you, this kid, the one that was being bullied, has lived in the US the entire time. He was born there, and he's rightfully so American. And it reminded me of an interaction that I had in 2017 when Hillary was running for president and so was Trump. At the time, I was letting some friends and colleagues know that I was not going to vote, but I encouraged them to vote and exercise their right to vote. And I remember getting eaten up alive. I can't believe you're not voting. That's so irresponsible of you. Once the election's done, you don't have the right to complain. You have no say, and you will suffer all the repercussions for not voting. I had to remind this person that I'm not from the US. I cannot vote, so you're right. I literally have no say. The person retaliated, said that doesn't matter, that it's impossible because I've been living in the US for almost 10 years. They had known that I moved from Michigan, so they thought I was from a red state. And they kept emphasizing how important it is for me to vote because of the red state. And once again, I had to reinforce that just because I lived in Michigan for 4 years doesn't mean I have the right to vote. And they really kept not understanding. They're like, how have you been here for so long if you cannot vote? I'm like, I have that same question, but I'm not American, so I fucking get it. Just, you go vote and I'll go wait. And it just made me realize, especially what's going on right now with ICE and everything. So many people being racially and wrongfully profiled to the point that it's so interesting to me that last week an ICE agent arrested another ICE agent that was off duty. And I didn't see the video, but I could imagine it doesn't matter how much he yelled, I'm a part of you guys, I'm ICE. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if you look a certain way and maybe speak a certain way, whether it be not perfect English or just with an accent, then you will be targeted. And it's so vulnerable. I remember that her first question was like, if you're not from here, then why is your English so good? And why do you seem American? And that was the catch. I'm full Latina. Como que Latina. Yo soy del Caribe. Yo soy la República Dominicana. But something about my profile to them said, no, she's American. Or she's white passing, which I used to get a lot. I don't know. There's just so much misinformation, so much hate. And just because we're in this topic, let me make this clear. Just because someone speaks Spanish doesn't mean they're from Latin America. Just because someone speaks Spanish doesn't mean they're Latino. If you speak Spanish and you are Spanish, you're not from Latin America. You're from Europe. You're not Latino. But if you're from Latin America in a country that doesn't speak Spanish, you're Latino, but you're not Hispanic. Now, you're from Spain and not Latin America, you're Hispanic, you're not Latino. Are we getting it? So please remember, just because you hear someone speaking Spanish doesn't mean like, oh my God, you're Spanish. I love Spanish people. No, they're not Spanish. They speak it.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching all of that clip, and you guys have literally seen exactly what is happening in the society, okay, where these white folks, some of these white folks, let me not say all, because someone corrected me in my video and the person was like, it is not all of us, a lot of us are not racist, just few of us that are racist. And I'm so happy that they were able to acknowledge that, right? So where some of these white folks has literally taught their children every single bit of what they have literally been doing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They have literally made their children swallow and take after them. You understand? To the point that instead of celebrating this innocent boy, instead of making this innocent boy proud, this boy was literally mocked. This kid was literally mocked that he was going to get deported, that he's an illegal immigrant. I honestly feel for this child. Honestly, no child deserves to go through every single thing like this. No child deserves to go through the highest part of racism, especially at this point where every single person is not happy, right? If this is actually happening to these boys, probably, let me say, the parents, the ones that are up to the age, I'm not gonna feel for them. But seeing this child cry, I can tell you for the honest facts, I was so pissed, and I really felt for this child, because what does it feel like when you actually achieve something? You're supposed to be happy, you're supposed to be celebrating, but look at what this child was literally going through. Like I said, this is not the first time, right? I've seen a video as well that was circulating, that was 2024, right? 2024, 2025. I don't know, probably if I can do something, a video like this, I can just help. Maybe I'll do it another video. I don't know, I'm not promising, because it's a long time gone already. But where you see this girl literally coming to the house and crying, telling her mom that white children were mocking her, that she have these eyes that will never look like theirs. And even when she was trying to explain to them and be like, oh, I'm white as well, you know, they were still mocking her. And that is the mistake a lot of these parents do, right? They don't teach their children, they don't train them to be used to the society. They just go ahead and just let them just go, and once something happens, they start having stigma that at the end of the day they will not forget. See, as parents, I will say this for a fact, because I am also a parent, that it is good that you train your children to understand the kind of society, the kind of economy, the kind of places they find themselves. It is good for you to be able to illustrate and give them different examples of what might literally happen. You are not praying for bad things to happen. You're not praying for racism to happen to them. You're not praying for people to be highly racist profile to them, but teaching them to understand the society where they are, teaching them to understand that anything can happen. This racism of a thing is sure, so that once it happens, they will not be feeling so bad, they'll not be feeling so neglected, they'll not be having that high stigma that might literally damage probably their way of doing things, their way of being excellent. Because there are some children, there are some kids whereby the moment they are trying to be successful, the moment they are trying to be good in whatever they are doing, something like this happen, that alone can bring down all of their morale. Imagine this little boy that did well in his soccer game. Instead of celebrating, instead of being happy, he was literally crying about him being called the, is it RN word, or what did he say that they actually called him? I cannot really remember. Him being called that, and apart from him being the child being called that, he has literally have that mindset of, I don't think I should be winning. After all, I'm an illegal immigrant, or after all, they will still call me illegal immigrant, or after all, I will not be celebrated the way I'm supposed to. It's just a whole lot that comes with childhood, right? It's just a whole lot that comes with kids. So please, parents, especially as my black parents, right, try your possible best to let your kids know the kind of environment they are, to let them know what and what not to expect, to let them know that racism is real, right? So when it happens to them, when it happens, not like it's not going to have an effect, but the impact or the effect is going to be very small. I really feel for this kid, to be honest, and I said, okay, even if I'm rushing somewhere this morning, let me just drop this for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking my videos, sharing my videos, dropping commentaries, joining my membership. I really do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best, and thank you so much for staying stick and hook with me to the end of this video. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye. I'll see you in the house, okay? I love you guys. Mwah.